Okay. We left off in Gimel, page 307. The Mechaber had said that you have to read the entire Megillah from the beginning till the end. And if you admit even one word or one letter, you're not Yotzei. You have to read the Megillah its entirety. However, he said, and you have to read it from the text of the Megillah, Kosher Megillah, but he says, L'chatchilu, all the words should be there, but b'diavad, as long as you have the majority of the words, although you read the minority by heart, one is Yotzei, b'diavad. So now the Mechaber says, he says, Aval b'diavad im hishman asov be'emtzo hatevos afilu at chetzio ukro ma'akori al peh. He admitted up to 50%. Now, usually it says, he should have said he read the majority. What does it mean? He read ad chetzio, up to 50%. Yesh l'ayyin. No. But the Megillah, which means he only has 50% of the Megillah. See, said it's not poshut, because from the Gemara it seems to be you have to have rov. You have to have the majority read from a klaf. He says ad chetzius. He says it's not. He says no. Chetzi yesh l'ayyin im ksher l'b'diavad. Even b'diavad, it's okay. It's not simple. He says the Rambam Behaaloscha zu mashma de psula, uberosh ram mashma de ksher chimashla shenatu b'shalom. It's not simple. He says the Ram seems to be you have to the majority of the words have to be in the Megillah. Even though it's a discussion in Chulin, if Chetzio is Karuba or not, there's a question when it says you have to slaughter the two simonim, the trachea and the esophagus of the animal. Shchita, is 50% enough, or you have to have majority? It's an argument. We rule halacha that it's only ruba kakula. Chetzio is not considered kakula. But the Gemara has a question: is 50% equivalent to majority? For instance, we have if you have a situation. Omed Ruba Laporutz, right? Regarding a breach in a wall for an Eruv, if you have what stands is more than what the breach is, so then the halacha is it's considered sealed. So Mara has a question: what about it's exactly 50-50? It's chetzio. Chetzio, is that considered? And la halacha we rule that if you have 50%, 50% is equivalent majority in regard to that. See, that could be the question over here. Is 50% sufficient, or you have to have rov, like on a doraisa? You have to have rov. Let's see, for shchita also. What? By where? Ervin. Okay. No, but now over there, Erev is it's a different concept. It's a different concept. Because if you have 50%, that's not the breach is not. It's still enclosed. That's called an enclosure. You don't have to have majority. It's based on the physical, perception, the way it's perceived. Okay. We're holding the Rambam 308. Ago. Avolim hishmet chiloso sofa afilu miyuto lo yotzo. He says avolim hishmet chiloso sofa afilu miyuto. He says if it's missing in the middle, even he says up to 50%, it's not a problem. He says, what about if the beginning of the Megillah is missing or the end? Afilu miyuta, even a minority, lo yotzo, va'afilu b'emtzo, davka v'lo hishman inyan sholim. That's only if a whole subject matter, like a significant part of the story is not missing. Let's say from the time where he couldn't sleep until afterwards. That whole piece over there. If that's missing, even though it's a minority, it's a problem. Let's Avalim Hishmit. Let's take a look what he says. The Bezed Nireh Kisefer Choser. Masha Enkeim Benishmat Bo Posuk Beemtza. Enol Kisefer Sholem Sheish Bo Toyus. It's like you have a full Megillah, you have mistakes. Shen Medaktim B'Megillah B'Zeh Kol Zman Shatoyus Seinim Berubo Shem Hol V'Nikra Igeres. Afilu Miyuta V'Efsha Afilu B'Choser Rak Posuk Rishon O Achron Nami Din Ken is Efsher. If the first Posuk or the last Posuk is missing, even that would be possible. Yud. He says, "Kemukach l'choira miramo balagosu midesomach din zedina dorchas chayim b'emtzod davkad lo hishmed in yinsholem mukach mizeh rosh sova afilu b'lo hechse in yinsholem nami posul Kemistavra du adin rak posik echot, ma'ishno v'akach motzos ke kosu mat Yehuda, pshitu es kosu shem demash kosu v'rashba, rosha adi shehudi labdavko, nafil b'choser rak posik echot nami lo yotzo, nearest kesefer choser. It doesn't begin with the beginning. So if the beginning of the Megillah, the first pasuk, let's say, was either removed or was never written, according to Ramah, the Megillah is pasuk ayin sham, laniz daiti enu borur, Rash b'yisuk ken lahachmir, k'mosh yiksap Behaaloscha, choset tevis pasuk rishon o achron bevadi lo mistaver lahachmir. He says only if the pasuk, if you have a number of words missing, that's not enough. You have to have the pasuk. It's totally, the first pasuk is not there. Shagam ikar dino, the Rashba in the Mucha, K'moshe Gimgein, B'Ze'abach, K'les G'dolo. Okay, let's go further. Yeah, but we rule it's not. No. Avayosi Michetzio, Afil Hinksuvos. He said, if it's more than 50%, even if the words are there, Elishem Toshos, it's smudged. The letters are smudged. Vein Rishuman Nikor, and the form of the letter is not clear. Psula. Okay, further. Misha Tovis Biodo Megillah She'enik Sheiro. Lo Yikram Shlich Tzibel Shemei V'Shosei. Okay? It's important. The Mechaber says, what happens you read from a Chumash? Same thing. So the Chumash is not a Megillah Ksheira. And you're reading along with the Balkorei, the Mechaber says you shouldn't do it. You should not read from a Chumash along with the Balkorei, because what happens? What happens if you become totally engrossed in reading yourself and you're not listening to the Balkorei? Even if we're speaking about, you're not eye reading, you're actually saying the words. You're saying the words as the Balkorei reads the Sefer Torah, the Megillah. There's a chance that you may not hear what he's saying. And if you don't hear what he's saying, you're not going to be Yotzei. But you realize, how much do you have to not hear? It has to be more than the majority, right? Let's say you miss a word. It's no worse than Koral Peh, right? What do you have to hear from him? Because the Shemei Kone, he's reading it from the Megillah. No, that's not that. It's not because somebody else may hear. It's just you and the Balkori. Misha Yoish, Tovis Ber Shenik Kshera, Lo Yikram Shlich Tzibur, Elo Shemei V'Shosei. Kago, V'chein Lo Yisayeh Shem Odom Al Peh Lachazan, L'chein Osa Psuk Shekor Nakol. Here? He says, therefore we say certain psukim. Issue the Oibushush Nabira. Right? We say certain psukim out loud. When we say those psukim, l'chein osam psukim shekor nakol, and what do we say? Either we say it by heart, or we say it from a printed, right, from a printed chumash or Megillah. So chazan laz l'krosam toch Megillah kshera. After we say it, there's silence. Then the Balkori, he reads it over again, and again, it's based on Shemei Koneh. It's interesting. I mean, very often, people when they do Shnai Mikra V'Echad Targum, they read along with the Balkori, right? That's where one of the times they read the parsha is together. They learn it themselves, and the second time it's together with the Balkori. Depends when you do the Shnai Mikra V'Echad Targum, right? So according to the Mechaber, it should be a problem, because again, you're only Yotzi Kris Torah, it's based on Shemei Koneh. So it's based on Shemei Koneh, so there's a chance that as a result of reading in the Chumash, you may not listen to the Balkore. And over there, it's a problem, right?
What's that Chiyuv for Kriyas HaTorah?
Oh, so that we have to talk about the Chiyuv of Kriyas HaTorah. The one who gets the Aliyah, definitely, he has an obligation to read his portion. That's why you read the Mechaber in the Ramos says, he reads it long, right? Just up to people here. I don't say anything. I don't embarrass him. Some people get Aliyahs here. Not talking about a person who's visiting. And I read together with the Balkore. It's not proper. I mean, David is Yotzei. Chaber Pasuk, the Ramah rules that a person, God forbid, is blind. He's qualified to receive an Aliyah. Because we say Shemei Koneh. But factually, the proper thing is you should read your own Aliyah. And therefore you should read together with the Balkore. Of course, you should read in an undertone that you shouldn't disturb anybody. But you have to actually verbalize. You have to say the words. Okay? So that's the one who gets the aliyah. It's not a quote. What about the tzibur? Right? So there's a Ramah, there's a Behaaloscha, has a Shaila. Krister is a Shomea Koneh, or you have to be present during Kriyas Torah. That's the question. Meaning, even if you miss words, as long as you're there when they're reading the Torah, and you're not involved in anything else. That's why you're not supposed to study while you're not supposed to learn while the Torah is being read, because it seems to be you have no interest in the Torah itself. Even if you say it's not Shomea Koneh, Kriyas Torah, it's based on Gemara Brachos, that you're not permitted to be involved in anything else other than Kriyas Torah when the Torah is being read. Otherwise, it's considered a total disrespect. So even if it's not Shomea Koneh. So I'm saying the Mechaber over there, I don't think says that you should not read along with the Balkori in your Chumash. It doesn't say that, because there's a chance you may not hear what he says. It doesn't say that. Here the Mechaber says regarding Kriyas Megillah that. See, it's a different chiyuv. Here it's the mitzvah's mikra Megillah. Every person has an obligation to read, so you have to hear every word. So if you're reading it from the Chumash, you may not be hearing the word, so it's not Shomea Koneh. Kriyas Torah, it's not mikra. You have no obligation to read the Torah. You have an obligation to what? Only to what? Either to listen or just to be there during Kriyas Torah. I mean, you have to differentiate. There's no question you have to differentiate. Factually, the Mishna Berura over there, I think he cites the Shalah that you have to be careful that even if it's not al chatchila, he says it's not al chatchila to read along with Valkorei to be yotzei shnai mikveh v'tarvim. It's not a first choice because of this issue that you may not pay attention to the reading of the kriya, which is Shomea Koneh.
Is it inappropriate to read a parish on the Torah?
Why the reading?
Meaning you're following the psukim and you say, hey, I noticed that before, I'm going to start reading that.
It's as long as it's not going to be a distraction. So you have to hear the word. Let's say while you're that, you're going to miss the word. So then you shouldn't. Okay, let's see the Mishna Berura. Lo yikra d'shema yitain hashmei libo l'zeh hakorei v'lo l'shlich tzibur. He's saying a whole different reason. He said you should not read together with the Balkorei. So he says the reason is because Shem Yitin Hashomei Libo L'Zeh HaKorei V'lo L'Shlich Tzibur. It's not because the one who's reading from the Chumash. Because someone else may hear him reading, and he'll have in mind to be yotzei with the word of the one what's being read from a not kosher Megillah. Tamzei Mekori Rak Odom Echod Shlikros V'Hakorei B'toch Megillah Psula or B'toch Chumash. So let's say you have a Balkari being motzi you and you have your Chumash and you want to read along. Avol Yishmachrim B'chol Gavdi if you should know sin died to be kriyos v'in mashgiach l'masha omer shlich tzibur came and shu osum kriyos. Okay, the other pshat is like we explained the machmirim, because you may become engrossed in your own reading and you may not pay attention to the Balkari. That's Yish Machmir. Who's the Yemei Shachmir Beis? I'm Bel Yerabach Shekel Kordov Zev Mi Rashba. Okay, that's the Rashba. That's the concern. To be continued.